Welcome back to the Code Apes podcast. I'm your host Victor, and this is my co-hominid Connor. How are you doing?
Oh, doing all right. Been very busy this week.
Yeah, heard.
Man, it's tough times with uni and got the podcast now that we're jamming. Got all sorts. Got work as well.
True.
Yeah.
Gotta juggle all them life things.
Yeah, being an adult's tough sometimes.
It's okay. We get to play Magic.
Exactly. Yeah. What about you?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah. Same sort of thing. I guess I've been doing the all work, podcasting and stuff. I'm happy because the the delay on podcast editing is hopefully going to be something I can catch up on now that I've fixed the bug that I was stuck on before. And pretty excited to get those podcasts released. So by the time this is up, in theory, the ones that are in the backlog to edit will be up already. but yeah, it's good to have the workflow back.
Yeah. What was the issue? Because you don't really know what the issue was, right?
No, I don't. And honestly, it's probably still the fact that I'm getting to grips with the software. But just messing around eventually fixed it. Once I was a bit less afraid to just like randomly paste stuff all over the place and try and like trigger whatever caused it.
Yeah. I feel like that would take a while as well.
Yeah. Well, I guess messing around is what I do at work. So
Fair enough.
like I'm paid to professionally mess around with machines until things start working again.
That's true. It's an interesting job, that's for sure.
It is. But yeah, what's been happening in the world of Magic and in life in general? What are the highlights you got? We got a monkey see?
I would say that sleeping has been a highlight, but I haven't done much of it, so it can't really be a highlight, can it?
a small highlight.
It's so bad because
it's a vine.
It's a vine. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not that short. Come on. It's just so bad because the Premier League, their games in England, over here they're at like 2-3 a.m. Most of the time.
Spoilers, it's the same for Magic.
Yeah, it's the same for Magic. Why are we here? Just to suffer, but
no, it's good. It's all right.
It is good. It's good. But God, the timing of everything is so off for us. Yeah.
Internationally, it's pretty hard to like match our schedules up in order to be able to watch live things.
Yeah. But no, it's sometimes it's good to chill out, watch some football, even if it's late. It's just like yeah, it's alright. And I sometimes have the luxury of sleeping in because there's no lectures going on at the moment. So we're
right, true.
Going into the end of the semester, so yeah. That's why it's been so busy, is because all of my assignments are due like this week and next week.
Oh, true. Of course, that makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll be done in early November. So
okay.
About a week from now.
It's probably coming up soon, right? Oh god, it's coming up soon.
Yeah, like almost exactly a month from now I'll be off on holiday.
Yeah.
Kind of. I have to go full-time work again, so...
True.
I'll make a bit of
it's
money.
Kind of like a holiday from uni. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say work is more chill than uni.
Yeah, I can understand that. Having evenings where you don't feel like you're procrastinating.
Oh,
nice.
yeah. I was stressing like the past few days because I got 2 presentations due tomorrow. Well, I'm
really?
doing tomorrow morning. Yeah, I got one at 9 a.m. and then another one at 10 a.m.
Oh damn! This shows this guy's love for Magic, man. He's here doing a podcast about Magic.
Yeah. Gotta
devotion to the game.
Yeah, you gotta keep up the consistency.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So no, what's your highlight been of the week?
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of cheating. I have 2 highlights. One highlight is that our friend group, which has recently gotten into Deep Rock Galactic, has finally been able to actually get like everyone together into the same chat room for like more than an hour for a proper play session. We've been trying to like hoard cats for the last I don't know, we've had the game for like 2 weeks or something like that, and until like a couple of days ago we pretty much haven't managed to get a play session of more than a couple of missions.
It's been longer than that, right? It's been more than 2 weeks.
Well, probably more than 2 weeks. Probably like 3 or 4, right? I don't know. Time is a blur.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So it's been pretty fun to actually get the playgroup together, and then in more Magic-y terms, we messed around a little bit with Abzan midrange earlier in the week, and that was pretty fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the idea of the deck was to make a good Grist mid-range deck.
Yes.
And I feel like Grist is in a pretty good position at the moment.
Yeah, it does a lot of things that are just good against a different a range of decks, I guess.
Yeah.
And we ended up being like, well, Coco's a good card.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like Grist Coco mid range.
Yeah. Well, that's like kind of the perfect home for it. That combination of Grist plus Coco is I feel like quite a powerful duo.
Yeah, for sure. It feels weird, I will say, casting them on your main phase though.
Yeah, most of the time you do cast in your main phase.
Yeah, just to get the Grist trigger, Grist activation.
Which is actually not too bad in this metagame, especially with... Right. There's a lot of tap-out control decks, I'd feel.
Right.
So just being able to play Coco on your main phase and being able to do stuff, especially with Grist, is really powerful.
And I guess if you're up against counter spells, you can still do it during their turn if you really want to.
Yeah, exactly. Grist on the instep is still fine. Like, it's still good play.
Get to play Voice of Resurgence, some Skyclave apparitions, your boy Tide Hollow Skeller, back at it again.
We haven't, and we've got the 8 Hierarchs.
Yes.
Which is key for the deck.
Yeah.
But we haven't really finalized our 3-drop slot, right? Like.
No, yeah, I've been messing around with some different things. You've been probably thinking about it as well a little bit.
Not too much recently. I haven't really been playing that much Magic this week.
Right. That makes sense.
But what were the main ones?
Skyclave. We started out playing. Yeah,
Skyclave was the main one.
Yeah. And then we had some number of Eternal Witnesses.
Which you hate.
No, I really like the card. I just... I'm not convinced it's always fast enough, I guess. It feels like it's a bit slow, but it's also really good, so... I recognize that when you have the time to actually get it to, like, get back a Coco or something like that, like, oh, that's a lot of value.
You say get the time to get back a Coco. Cocoing into it gets back to Coco.
That's true.
But yeah, it also works well with Grist. Grist mills over cards, and you can...
True.
Get them back.
That's a good point. Yeah. I guess what I was trying to do is I ended up cutting them for a couple more Ranger Captains because I was quite keen to just get the sort of consistency of hate against the Cascade decks. But at the same time, I mean, it probably is right to play some number just because the interaction of Coco is so strong. I haven't really finalized. I'm not really sold on exactly the number of 3-drops or the exact cards for them either. But
we were playing 2. You could probably just go down to 1.
True.
I think having 1 is good.
Yeah, I think you'll never be unhappy to find 1 in a game.
Yeah, drawing 2 could definitely be a bit clunky, I feel.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I kind of like that actually.
Yeah. What else did we have?
I personally was quite keen to, because I really like Ranger Captain of VL, so I kind of wanted to put in a couple of extra targets, but that's also a point of contention because you arguably don't really need too many more targets. Then just we had 1 Giver of Runes and then all the Mana Dorks, and the Mana Dorks are fine to get in the late game anyway. So
yeah.
Sacrifice fodder for Grist.
And in the sideboard you can put in some 1-drop creatures that you could tutor for.
Yeah.
We had Giant Killer was the main one.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good against Murktide. But other than that, you wanted to try Hex Drinker?
I was thinking about it, but I didn't end up putting it in because it does feel like it doesn't quite go in the direction that the deck is trying to go in.
Yeah, that's what I was initially thinking with it.
Yeah.
It
is sweet that even despite playing Coco, we still can play 4 Prismatic Endings and have enough targets in this deck to hit with it, because Grist is a creature as well. Or, like, when it's in the deck, so...
Yeah, well, 31 hits is plenty. Like, that's a good number.
Yeah. But yeah, so this deck's pretty fun, and it felt decently powerful. As we were saying, we haven't really settled on a proper list yet, but definitely something that was a highlight to mess around with.
Yeah, definitely. It does have some powerful plays, that's for sure.
Yeah. Man, sacking Voice of Resurgence, getting the token, and then like blowing up something with Grist. Oh.
Yeah, that is pretty powerful. That's for sure.
But yeah, should we get into the results for the week?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah, mine was the Saturday one. Oh no. Oh, there we
Do
go.
you want me to
No,
take Sunday first?
I found it. I found it.
Sweet.
Yes.
Hey.
It's good. The Saturday one was quite interesting. 8 different decks in the top 8, which is always a good sign. You'd love to see it.
Absolutely.
It was won by Living End, in the hands of Belfi.
Nice.
And their list was very interesting because they weren't just playing like your normal Cascade cards. Cycling cards. But they're also playing like a ton of disruption.
Right.
Like I don't know how, because you've played Living End. How much disruption do you normally play?
I mean, I was playing Living End before all the elementals came out, and at that point you were playing a playset of Brazen Borrower, sometimes a playset of Force of Negation as well, and then sometimes some number of whatever the cheaper against the blue spell counterspell is from Eldraine. Mystical Dispute, yeah.
Right.
Sometimes as an option, or there was like the one that doesn't counter a spell but it puts it to the top of the deck, or to back to the hand or something. That's from Armand Kit that has some sort of flashback like mechanic. There's a few. Pretty much you just play like some number of counter spells, Brazen Borrowers for bounce, and then the rest of your interaction is Living End.
Right.
But in the past, there wasn't a whole lot of interaction. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You weren't playing Bone Crusher Giant.
I had some on the side, but yeah, none of the main.
Okay. Well, this list is very interesting because it does not play Force.
Right.
Instead, it plays a 2/2 split of Bone Crusher and Brazen Borrower. It also plays 4 Endurances, which is pretty good. I feel like that is, especially against like the Ragavan decks. Endurance is really good because when you're Living End, you're not wanting them to bring back their creatures.
Yeah,
so Endurance is really good in that matchup for sure. 4 is a lot though. And also playing 2 Fury, which has been a staple of Living End now, I feel.
Yeah.
And also Subtlety, which I haven't seen many Subtleties at the recently.
Yeah, I did say when Subtlety came out, this seems like a Living End gun.
Yeah.
So I'm not too surprised to see it here, but at the same time, I am surprised to see all these weird splits or interesting, sort of numbers on the cards.
Yeah, and
I'm not convinced because I've seen a few Cascade decks just looking around at results and stuff, and it seems like for the most part the main plan is still to play 4 Brazen Borrowers. I do like Bone Crusher Giant, but Borrower is just, I think Borrower is significantly better than Bone Crusher in my experience.
Interesting.
I guess it slightly depends on the meta though.
Yeah, but instead of the full 4 Brazen Borrowers, they're playing 2 Foundation Breakers in the main deck.
Right. Which, fair enough.
Which will be basically the same thing as Brazen Borrower.
True.
You'll be bouncing or like destroying. You're targeting the same kind of permanents anyway, like Rest in Peace and Chalice and things like that anyway.
Yeah, and I guess decks that are running main deck Chalice and even main deck Rest in Peace, as we'll see later, means that that's probably not a bad idea, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely a good meta call for sure, and it worked out.
Yeah, obviously, true.
Yeah.
Who am I to say? I haven't won any events lately.
I do find it hilarious that this deck plays Blood Moons in the sideboard.
Yeah. Classic.
yeah. Anyway, that was the deck that won. We also saw a smattering of like Blue-White Chalice is still good, but with 4 Solitudes in the main, which has not been very common. I feel like I've only seen like maybe 2 at most.
I think the one I saw earlier was playing 3, but yeah, I guess people are oscillating in numbers.
I feel like people are coming around to it. It's just good to hard cast, especially in Blue-White where you can afford to, where you always get to 5 mana.
Yeah. I guess in that case, if you're hard casting it, I'd probably be going for around the like 2 or 3.
Yeah. It is interesting because I looked at the deck list and there's like 13 white cards that weren't Solitude, which is quite low.
Yeah,
but I guess
suppose are some of those cards like draw spells?
Yeah. You'll be drawing some amount of cards, but still, I feel like that's quite low. But you do have 4 Solitudes anyway. You can just pitch them to themselves. So.
True.
Ad Nauseam as well came in at 8th. which I'm very surprised because I feel like Ad Nauseam is not very good.
Yeah, what's the deal again? So it's playing Spoils of the Vault into
Fastest Oracle.
Yes, that's the one.
Is the combo.
The new win con.
yeah. So it's funny because when Spirit Guide got banned, Ad Nauseam players, like everyone in the modern community, were like, Ad Nauseam's dead. It's gone forever. Can't be played. But it seems to be putting up results. People seem to still be playing it. I played against it. I saw
you play against it earlier.
Yeah. I played against it a few days ago. And the addition of Profane Tutor was definitely a big part of that, I feel. It's very consistent. That's what I like about the Modern Horizons 2 suspend cards, is they are good just to suspend.
True.
Because most of them are like 2 time counters, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Because Resurgent Belief or whatever it's called, the one that reanimates all the enchantments.
Yeah.
That one suspend 2.
Something like that.
Profane 2 to suspend 2. So you are getting it pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I've also seen Profane Tutor in like reanimated decks as well.
Right. Yeah, actually I've seen a couple of them around. And it's pretty interesting because it seems like, if you're not trying to win in the first couple of turns of the game, then potentially being able to control the game for a couple of turns and then draw the card you need is pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you can always just get a counterspell, which I feel like would happen a decent amount of the time, is just getting a Pact of Negation.
Oh, true, of course, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that it's a pretty strong play. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever play Ad Nauseam. Doesn't seem like my kind of deck. I'm not much of a combo player, I don't think.
Even as a combo player myself, I'm not necessarily huge on Ad Nauseam. Mostly because I feel like it's a lot of moving pieces still. I feel like you can combo easier.
Yeah. Like play a violent outburst.
Yeah, exactly. 1 card combo, boom.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's cool that people who are keen on the deck are continuing to iterate on it and try to make it work even after the bannings.
Yeah, definitely. Those hardcore Ad Nauseam players never say die.
Never say die.
Is that the way? Is that the thing?
Maybe.
I don't know what the saying is. I can't remember.
Never die, never say never.
I don't know.
Get Justin Bieber in here.
Yeah, true. No, please no. No. But one of the spicy decks I saw that top 8'd.
Yep.
It went 7-0 in the Swiss. Went undefeated in the Swiss.
Ooh. It
was a blue-red affinity list.
Right.
Now, affinity fell off the map when Mox Opal got banned.
Yep.
To much of the... Was it? Nah. I guess it was deserving to be banned because of Ironworks was the biggest issue at the time, right? I think.
Yeah, I mean Ironworks got banned before Opal.
I think it was at the same time, wasn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure. I remember people ripping up their Ironworks and nobody talking about Opal at the time.
Oh, I don't remember. I feel like it was around the same time.
I saw a video of somebody boiling their Ironworks. Like.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, I feel like it was around the same time.
Maybe.
I
Probably
feel like
not
it was
too
close.
far from each other.
Yeah. And we've seen Hardened Scales Affinity come up, which has been interesting.
Yeah.
And now with the printing of Sojourner's Companion and Thought Monitor in MH2, this deck was able to produce some pretty good results. I've seen it a few times, and especially with Urza Saga as well. Urza Saga is probably the biggest one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it just tries to play a bunch of cheap artifacts like your OG Affinity. A lot of the core of the old Affinity is still part of this deck. We've got Memnite, Ornithopter, Signal Pest are the 3 big ones.
Yeah. Oh man, Signal Pest, that card goes way back.
Yeah. Springleaf Drum, Cranial Plating, a few Welding Jars. But now with the additions of these actual affinity cards, there's a lot more power there. You can be a lot more explosive.
Yeah.
And I haven't really seen it played that much. It would be interesting to see it play because I feel like it would be quite powerful, right? Like,
yeah, I think I've watched a couple of people play it on the YouTube and videos and stuff like that. And it seems like it's a pretty potent deck, definitely. You get a lot of late game power, yeah, as you were saying, from the Thought Monitor and Urza Saga and stuff like that. And then the deck's obviously quite aggressive as well, so has good starts, good sort of mid to late game potentially even, and just generally like pretty solid, yeah.
Yeah.
I've even seen some of the lists playing counterspells, playing the one that you can tap artifacts to essentially convoke for or whatever.
Metallic Rebuke.
That one. Yeah, thank you, Magic Encyclopedia.
This list isn't playing that, but in the sideboard it's got 4 Stubborn Denials.
Right, okay.
Which does pair very well with your Sojourner's Companion and Mirror Enforcer.
Yeah.
I also love that there's Experimental Frenzy in the sideboard. That's a card that we have not seen in a very long time.
True. I remember when that was a thing in Standard.
Oh, so many people complained about that card. But no, it's actually seen the most play in Affinity, right? In Modern. I feel like it hasn't seen play in any other deck except for Affinity.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That is a good card, so I'd like to see this a bit more as well. I might play this a bit actually.
Yeah, I'm keen to watch if you do as well. It seems pretty sweet.
Well, you can just play it too.
I could.
It's a cheap deck. So
I still kind of want to mess around with that Evzan list though.
Oh, that's fair. I kind of play like a few games with one deck and then just throw it away and then
right.
play another one. So that's the benefit of rental decks. So
yeah,
but
amazing.
No, it's this challenge was very diverse. So many different decks, which is great. No need for bans in Modern anyway.
I'm seeing a lot of Cascade around still though.
Really?
Yeah, like it just keeps showing up and putting up like really good results. But I guess it's not like overrepresented in the meta either. So maybe it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. There's one Cascade deck.
It was 100% of the top one.
It was, yes. Top 32.
A little bit much if you ask me.
Yeah. Top 32, there was one Cascade deck and it won the game.
Oh, really? Okay.
It won, so.
I think I saw more Cascade decks in the Sunday challenge, but right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, would you like to talk about that one then?
Yeah, true. Segue. Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. So Sunday challenge was taken down by Pathius_84 on Teamer Footfalls. Speaking of which. So look at that first place. It's 100% of both top ones. Wow.
Yep.
But yeah, no, pretty sweet. The interesting thing is, so there was a Footfalls here and the Footfalls at third as well. Both those decks are playing one of Murktides, which I thought was pretty interesting. It kind of makes sense to me because I mean you're going to be casting a bunch of stuff and like putting stuff. Yeah, just like the deck plays kind of a controlling game, so it has a lot of just instant sorceries you can make Murktide big with, and probably don't want too many more than one because you're not actively sort of milling yourself to put stuff in the graveyard. But it's a good threat.
Yeah. It gives you this different angle of just a fair game.
Yeah. Sometimes you should probably just get one off when they're not expecting it and they just can't deal with it because they didn't sideboard for it. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Aside from that, we had Yuri on Ephemerate, which looks almost like a Rainbow Jun kind of deck. It's playing all the best cards in its 4 colors, which are green, red, white, and blue. So no black, but it's playing like Expressive Iteration, Prismatic Ending, Ephemerate Bolt, Solitude's Omnath, because Omnath, Ice Fang, all that sort of stuff. Ren and 6 Teferi.
I was gonna say you're missing 2 key cards here.
Yeah, true. Ren and 6 and Teferi are probably actually like the main reasons to play these colors, but yeah. And 4 Eternal Witnesses, yeah boy.
Yeah.
But the deck just looks like a lot of value. Like with the Ephemerates, you can just get tons of value off all those cards, and then obviously Urion's an Ephemerate you always have access to kind of thing for all your creatures, so that's pretty sweet. And deck came second. So congrats to Martinez DP.
This deck looks sweet.
Yeah.
Gotta be so expensive.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, not only are you like renting/buying 80 cards, which are all like modern playables, but then they're all the best, the best cards essentially. Is this the new Jund? Is this finally what Jund has come to?
It's 1,300 ticks.
Yeah, I'm not renting that.
It's almost triple my rental limit.
So we couldn't even rent it if we pulled our resources.
Nah. That's ridiculous.
Oh, actually, of note in that deck, 4 Obsidian Charmor in the sideboard, which I don't know if anyone remembers that one from Modern Horizons 2. It's 3 and 2 red. It's a dragon, 4/4. Costs 1 less to cast for each land opponents control that could produce colorless. And when it ETBs, you just blow up a non-basic land. So
Trump
basically a deck of colorless lands, or I mean even just like slower decks and stuff. You just play them, blow up lands, bounce them, blow up more lands. Kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's mainly geared between for Tron and Saga decks.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
but I mean, you could also just get them. They wouldn't expect it.
Do you bring it in against control decks? Probably not, eh? 5 mana's a lot.
Yeah, maybe not actually. I just like the card. I'm like, that's a card I haven't seen much.
Blowing up lands.
And then aside from that, we had some mono white hammer. There's a deck I'll save for later. Red white burn with Luris, blue white chalice control, and Dredge all in the top 8. Some notes from those decks. Burn was playing 3 deflecting palms on the sideboard, which that's a lot of deflecting palm.
That's more than I have.
Yeah? You only have 2?
Yeah, exactly. Where do I even get the 3rd one?
Good question. I mean, I hear they grow on trees.
What?
Palm trees.
Oh.
I wish I hadn't said that. But yeah, blue-white chalice control is playing Kahira in this case, and 2 rested pieces in the main. So that's interesting to see. We're back to this configuration.
What are your thoughts on Kahira and control decks?
My thoughts are, if they're not sacrificing anything, like if they're literally not playing any creatures, why not, right? I actually don't think a single sideboard slot is worth giving up the opportunity to play a card from your sideboard at any point, for effectively free. I know it's like 6 mana for a 3/2 essentially.
I think it's more relevant in a control deck than any other archetype.
Right.
Because a control deck has to adapt to the whole meta.
Right, so you can, if a 3/2 is good, you can have that option.
Yeah, well, the issue is a control deck has to react to everything. You can't be proactive. So every sideboard slot kind of matters in that case. Oh,
right, so what you're arguing is that it might be better to not have Kahira.
Yeah,
because... Right. That's actually a good point. Maybe the control slots are a lot more precious in blue-white. I haven't actually played a holo control myself. I'm more
I feel like
more
it
of
would
a
be.
combo mid-range aggro player. What?
I feel like it would be. It's far more crucial for a control deck than it is for an aggro deck or like a mid-range, especially a mid-range deck. I feel like you could give up a sideboard slot and you wouldn't really care that much.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been finding is like once you get the game and your target mode of top deck was, bam, slam a 3/2.
Yeah, Luris.
Well, yeah.
the better 3/2 companion.
That is definitely the case.
Yeah. There's a bunch of companions that are 3/2s. Lutri's a 3/2 as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the one that no one speaks of because it got banned in Commander immediately and...
Oh yeah.
Asks a bit much for Modern.
I'm pretty sure I heard earlier today that it won a challenge before the companion rule was changed.
Oh really?
In Modern, Lutri, yeah. It was like a Grixis control deck.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, because if you don't have to pay 3 first, like, you can actually get some value off it by copying spells.
Yeah.
Pay an additional 3, copy a spell. That's pretty consistent and powerful effect.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, just on the topic of Dredge, there was 2 Silver Smoke Ghouls in the main deck, which was interesting to see. No Bloodghasts, which I'm not sure. I haven't been following the Dredge evolution. But I know at some point there was some versions playing 4 Silver Smoke, some playing none, and I swear I used to see Bloodghast in there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a staple of Dredge.
Yeah. So, just interesting to see the different configurations floating around. And 4 Prismatic Endings on the sideboard. good card, making it in good places.
Yeah, wow. When you are like 4 colors, it is, and you're playing like City of Brass or whatever. It can be pretty easy.
I guess
to
you
play
might as well.
Prismatic Ending, yeah. And it answers basically all the hate, so.
True.
Yeah.
And the one deck that I left out was in 5th place, Red Green Titan Shift by GINP, GINP.
Sorry, what was that? Gimp?
Yeah, GINP. GINP.
Jinp.
Jinp, yeah, that's the one. Your boy Jinp. He was playing, or she, or they, I shouldn't assume, was playing a pretty sweet list. It was a red-green Titan Shift deck, and the interesting part of this deck, well, there's a lot of interesting parts of this deck, but it's playing a bunch of one-ofs in Engineered Explosives, Storm's Wrath, which is the 4-mana Wrath, one of Endurance, one of Corsair Crucifix, an Outland Liberator from the new set. I'm not entirely sure what that's in for, but I guess just like maybe it's a fine threat.
It's a really good card. That's what it is.
But what? Explain to me, why is it a good card? I just don't. I haven't played with it much yet.
There's so many artifacts and enchantments, and if it does flip, it when you attack with it, it just.
Oh, true. I forget that the flip side actually just blows up on attack, not by sacking it.
Yeah, it's also.
Because I was thinking there's so many cards that you can sacrifice to destroy into artifacts and enchantments. Why now? Why are we playing them now? But yeah.
Also, Torpor Orb is starting to see a lot of play because of elementals.
And that's pretty annoying against Titan.
Yeah, Outline Liberator is not an ETB like Rex Sage.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Because most of these decks would be playing Reclamation Sage.
Yeah.
But no,
Right, that's interesting.
Outline Liberator is definitely better.
Yeah. I have been educated.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the real spice in this deck is 3 main board wishes. So the deck's actually only playing 2 Scapeshifts in the main, and it's got 1 in the side, sorry. But it's got a bunch of other stuff that you can tutor for, including some Weather the Storms, a 1 of Alpine Moon, a Flame Blitz to deal with all the Planeswalkers on the board, a Runner Foul, you were saying probably for Murktide Regent? Yeah, 1 mana, kill a Murktide at instant speed, not bad. Void Mirror for Tron, probably. And then, Endurance if you need more of those, Chalices, and the real spicy pick out of the sideboard is Savage Summoning. So it's a 1 mana green card, it's an instant, it can't be countered. And it says the next creature card you cast this turn can be cast as though it had flash. That spell can't be countered, and it gets an additional +1 counter when it comes in. So that's kind of cool, because up against control, you play your wish, and they're probably like, yeah, whatever, I'll just counter whatever you get. Spend your mana, get Savage Summoning, and just slam a Titan.
I'm curious though.
Yeah.
Is it better than Veil of Summer?
That is a good question, because Veil is more versatile, right?
Yeah, it's more versatile. You wouldn't be able to play the Titan on their end step, which I guess is the main reason to play this over Veil of Summer.
But I guess if you're tutoring it out with Wish, they know about it, so there's not a whole lot of surprise in playing it.
No, they don't, right?
Oh, is Wish not reveal? Wish says you may. Oh, right. It's you may play a card you own from outside the game this turn.
You need 10 mana. You need 10 mana to wish for Savage Summoning and cast Primeval Titan.
True. I actually hadn't. I need to read Wish again, because it's a sorcery, and it says you can only play it this turn. So can't actually do it in the instant. But yeah, that's a lot of mana required actually. But I guess the deck does play 28 lands and is a ramp deck, so.
Yeah, for sure.
And lets you resolve your Dryads if you want to combo with it, I guess, and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is an interesting card. I wonder how many times they played it.
Yeah. I mean, they made it to 5th place, so they must have had some success with their sideboard.
Yeah.
Or maybe the main deck's good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes Titan just wins the game.
Why have a sideboard when your main deck can just do everything?
True. Hence Wish.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was pretty sweet. Just an interesting take on Titan there.
I do love That is one of the things I love about Modern. Is something like this can just pop up and it...
Yeah. You look at the deck, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah. What is these cards?
So I guess moving on from there, we were thinking about talking a bit about Worlds, eh?
Yes. Yes, we were. How do you leak 16 deck lists? How does that happen?
What actually happened? So
they were leaked.
They were leaked.
They were registered because with Worlds you have to register your deck list like a week in advance or something.
Yeah.
Like on the Monday or Tuesday or whatever it was. I think it was Tuesday. Deck lists just appeared on the internet. I don't know where they were found, like where they were originally, but I just heard all this discussions about deck lists being leaked from the 16 players in the World Championship.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it can't be that hard to keep things under wraps, right? I mean, clearly it is, but...
Well, it is for Wizards, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But, so we got to see basically the metagame of Worlds early.
Yep.
And it's pretty disappointing. Not gonna lie, I'm not too interested in seeing, listening to what happens with the Worlds, because... Oh boy, that's a lot of epiphanies, and I don't want to see any more of those, that's for sure.
And chariots for the rest, right?
It was 9 epiphany decks.
Yeah.
Plus a blue-white aggro deck that was playing some number of epiphanies.
Nice.
So there was... Okay, so the breakdown. Technically 7 different deck lists, archetypes.
Right.
So... At the top with 4 decks each, you got Grixis Epiphany.
Yep.
And Izzet Epiphany. Then 3 mono green aggro, 2 mono white aggro, and Izzet Dragons, Gruul aggro, and Azorius Tempo.
Right.
So the elephant in the room is Epiphany.
Yeah.
It is the biggest thing. Which is how much percentage of the metagame is that? 50 plus 12.5? 62.5% of the metagame is Epiphany decks.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That means that essentially every match somebody's on an Epiphany deck practically. Like more than 75% of the time, right? That's how that works out.
Yeah, definitely. There are 6 non-Epiphany decks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But. Man, I was really hoping someone would bring some spice. I guess the Azorius Tempo is very interesting. Tell
me more about that deck, actually. I actually don't know what
it's a really cool looking deck, and it's by Noriyuki Mori.
Right.
And it's just basically just a blue-white aggro deck. What's Concert Defense? It's like a Spell Pierce. It's playing Spell Pierce, Fading Hope, which is an unsummon. So very cheap interaction.
Yep.
Along with cheap creatures. Rodane, God of the Worthy, is the biggest part of this deck, I'd say, for all the epiphanies.
Yeah.
Just making it cost 2 more, right?
Yep, that's how that works. 4 mana non-creature spells, I think. 4 mana or more non-creature spells cost 2 mana more.
So it also hits Seeker's Chariot.
Oh, it does actually. I forgot about that. That's interesting.
Renin 6 and Epiphany. Those are 3 big ones.
Yeah, seems like a good time to be playing Redane, true.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're only playing 3. I feel like in this kind of metagame you would want to play 4. Like you would want this on 3 every game.
Yeah, I guess the backside, the artifact side of Redane is pretty underpowered.
Oh, not in this meta. In this meta it's unplayable.
Yeah. So
although
it's not great in multiples.
Although it does basically kill the birds from Oron's Epiphany.
I guess.
Could be relevant. It could be relevant.
Maybe.
Yeah. But we also got Elite Spellbinder, 4 of the blue and white adversaries, which is very interesting. I haven't seen them played basically at all. To see them,
I'm kind of surprised I haven't.
To see them in an event of this prestige is like, I find really weird.
Yeah. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers again. I'm rooting for him. This would be pretty cool if he actually did well in this event.
Yeah. This deck looks really sweet. I feel like I'd be keen to play some of this on Arena in the ladder. I feel like it would do quite well.
Yeah.
Especially with Luminarch Aspirant.
Yeah.
Definitely. I feel like that's like the premium 2-drop of standard at the moment.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But no, that deck looks sweet.
Yeah. Oh, and I've been really wanting to play with the adversaries, but because they're all mythics, it's just taking me a while to get all the wildcards for them.
Damn Magic Arena and its poor economy.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. It just means I get to draft more, so it's fine.
Oh no!
Oh no! So much foreshadowing. But yeah, I guess while we're on the topic of worlds, it seems that there's been some other details just about what else is happening sort of there. So it's going to be streamed this weekend, and in New Zealand, unfortunately, it's at 5 a.m. that it starts on both Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're out there in another part of the world, or if you don't like sleep, which I mean, maybe I can make it work. That's how you watch it.
I'll do it for football. I don't think I'll do it for Magic though.
I'm almost kind of keen because I haven't really watched too many events, and I feel like it would be interesting to watch at least the draft portion of this, because it's drafting first and then constructed. Is that how it works?
It is so brutal that the first 3 rounds of the event is draft, and that's at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It is pretty brutal.
And I guess there's always catching the replays.
Yeah, which I'll probably be doing that because this is on Twitch, right? They'll have VODs.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
They'll probably just have VODs. So, yeah, you don't even need to wake up
Worlds.
to watch it. So it's like, yeah, it is Worlds, but it's the pro scene of Magic. It's
gone.
Also
true.
It's gone, right?
No, well, I mean they're trying a little bit. They've got they've been trying to do a little bit of like star building with the whole choose your champion thing, which I guess I should probably talk about now.
They definitely did their best to kill Magic.
Yes, that is true. But hopefully, I mean, I'm hopeful that they'll bring it back, or like do something to try get Magic to become an actual sort of competitive game again, because I don't like despair, and I refuse to believe that the pro scene is dead forever.
Well, it's all third-party stuff now, right? Like,
yeah.
SCG has what's it called? SCG Con, I think it is,
Yep.
in like November or something. So that'll be a big event. Channel Fireball is running a Grand Prix as well, I think, around the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
there are things happening.
There's definitely things happening. Yeah. So that should be interesting to watch.
I think it's a bonus if it's out of the hands of Wizards. It's good for Wizards because they get to spend less money on it. It's good for players because the organization will probably be better.
No one wants to play in a Wizards run event.
No one wants to watch a Wizards run event, is the main thing.
No. Unless Riley Knight is commentating, then
True, which he is. He is for this event, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I really want to watch it.
Yeah. Legend.
But yeah, they have a choose your champion kind of thing. So you can go, if you go to the Wizards website, there's some articles about the World Champs, and there's a page where it shows you all of the players that are participating in the event, and it gives you a bit of a bio on each of them, and you can enter your email and sign up to essentially bet on who's going to win or who's going to do well. And if the champion that you choose gets first place, you get a special pet thing for Arena, a sleeve, and 6 individual card rewards at Rare. Second place, 4 individual card rewards, and the sleeve. All the different placings still get the sleeve. And then third or fourth place gives you 2 individual card rewards, and 5th to 16th, which it's a 16-player event, will give you 1 individual card reward anyway. So,
isn't it 9th to 16th? Like the bottom half?
5th it says.
Really? Wow, okay.
Yeah, so first, second place, 3rd to 4th, and then 5th to 16th.
Cool.
Yeah, so regardless, you get something for choosing someone. But I think it's kind of cool that they're doing this because honestly, I hadn't heard of half these players before. I'd heard of the big names, but yeah, it's kind of cool to like know a little bit more about who's actually going to be playing in the event, and they're trying to sort of build up the personalities, which it can only be a good thing, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So that's kind of neat. Speaking of which, who did you end up rooting for?
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't pick him because you're French. I thought you'd pick him, but I guess I had to do it.
Oh, thank you.
I picked Yellow Hat or probably better known as Gabriel Nassif. Actually, I'm not sure what he's better known as nowadays. But anyway, he's a Hall of Famer. Everyone will know who he is. One of the best players in the world. I'm a bit of a spike, so obviously I'm going to pick one of the top dogs.
Yeah.
I just think he's cool. I've been following his stream quite a bit recently.
Right.
Playing a lot of Modern, and he's doing really well in the Modern challenges we've talked about recently. Playing Living End mostly.
Ah.
What deck was he on? I need to... Grixis Epiphany, so he's also a spike.
Yep, he's bringing the
top dog. yeah. He's
nice.
Definitely playing one of the top decks. So I really like his playstyle. He can be slow at times. It can be quite slow, but he's very methodical.
Yeah.
And he does like talking out his plays. And I don't know. I think I've learned quite a decent amount, especially playing control decks, because I've been playing a decent amount of control decks in Modern. I feel like I've been able to learn a decent amount from him, so I kind of wanted to pick him.
Right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually haven't really watched any of his content, but it sounds like it'd be pretty cool to check it out, so I might have a look. And I ended up rooting for Noriyuki Mori, I think I'm doing my best to pronounce. But yeah, he's one of the sort of newer people on the list. Says he's been playing Magic for less than 3 years, which is pretty cool. And he's coming at this with a methodical approach because it says that he goes 8 hours of Magic, 8 hours of research, and 8 hours of sleep as a schedule. So it seems like the form of a man who's willing to dedicate a life to Magic, even at this early stage in a Magic career, I suppose.
It's the Eat, Sleep, Rave, Repeat version of Magic.
Yeah. There we go. And I mean that works for raving, so why not?
Exactly. Magic's basically a rave anyway, so.
Yeah. There we go. You just sort of wave some cards around and win the game sometimes.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
to see.
He was on the cool deck that we were talking about before, the blue-white list. Which I actually voted for this before seeing or hearing about the deck list. But yeah, fingers crossed for Redain, I suppose. I mean, like, as I was saying, I think it'd be cool to see that deck do something. So as much as I think that the Grixis Epiphany decks are probably going to slay out, fingers crossed. Maybe you can sort of slip past them.
Well, it's got to be... He's got to know what he's going up against, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like he's tried to build something that
takes down the meta, sort of thing.
Yeah, gonna take down the meta. Hopefully that happens. I'm kind of rooting for him as well, but
yeah, we all want to see a shake-up.
yeah, definitely. If he wins the event, that deck is gonna see so much play on the ladder.
Please, for the love of Magic, carry us out of the standard, Noriyuki.
But he's also playing Epiphany.
Yeah, true, but the deck's cool. It plays Epiphany because it has to, but
yeah, every blue deck has to.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings us on to our next topic.
Yep.
Which is, what would you ban from Standard?
Standard.
Standard. No one likes Standard.
Ban the format. Oh no. Was just referring to the fact that I don't feel like it's been healthy for a long time.
Wizards, please put all your money into Modern.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, Modern's great.
And Pioneer as well.
True.
Yeah.
In fact, anything else.
Yeah.
Nah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like definitely Epiphany is obviously a problem because if you're playing blue, you have to have like a really good reason not to play it, and there is not a reason not to play it, let alone a good one. So
and there's such little counterplay to it. Yeah, you have counter spells, but you can't.
But the decks that are playing it are pretty much all playing counterspell anyway.
Yeah,
so.
you can't play discard because you foretell it.
Yep.
Test of Talents kind of works, but it doesn't take the cards out of foretell.
Oh, true, of course, yeah.
So if you foretell all your epiphanies, you just...
There's not really any way you get around it.
The only way to counter it is literally just counter it. Like, there's nothing else you can really do. Or kill them before turn 6, which is not really going to happen, especially in this meta.
Yeah.
But that's definitely number 1, I feel.
I think that is... I'm actually not sure that Issachar's Chariot needs a banning. Like, as much as it's been seen quite a lot of play, I think it's been a pretty... It's a very fair card. It's a good card, but what it does is fundamentally pretty fair. Whereas, like, in contrast to taking extra turns and making a board presence, yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Turn 4 Chariot, turn 5 Ren and 7 is so hard to beat. Hard to beat. You can just copy the Ren token.
Oh, you can. I forgot about that. True.
Which is why
so
every
at that point
deck...
you have like 2 6/6s or something?
Yeah, which is why every green deck is playing like 3 or 4 Ren 6s and 4 Chariots.
Yeah. Damn, that's actually a good point.
It's funny because we've said this before, but Chariot was good before rotation.
Yeah.
And now that the format
the
format is substantially weaker now, of course it's going to be the best card in the format, or one of the best cards in the format.
And
I feel like if you ban one, if you ban Epiphany, you have to remove something from the green decks. Otherwise, the green decks are just going to run rampant. Because the only thing keeping...
I see what you did there.
Hey. The only thing keeping the green decks in check at the moment are these blue-red decks. Which is why you see so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be risky not to. But I wonder if... because you have to dedicate so much of your plan to be able to beat Epiphany decks, because there's not a whole lot of counterplay to it. I wonder if that's holding back anything that could beat the green decks. Because I feel like the green decks... Like, you can still play, like, a control deck, and if those cards don't resolve, they're not really doing too much. They're spending, like, 4 and 5 mana at sorcery speed on those turns to just cast stuff into your counters. That's not too bad.
Yeah, but the green deck also just has great card advantage. Like,
yeah.
You've got Ren and 6. Ranger class, you can't even counter that one, because it comes down so early, most of the time. Ranger class is a huge one when you get it to level 3.
Yep.
Very hard for a control deck to beat that. The creature land, Lair of the Hydra.
Yeah, Lair of the Hydra, I think is the one.
That's a problematic card for control decks.
True.
And I feel like they definitely have the tools to beat the control decks. But the blue-red deck is a control deck. And
yeah. It's still, even though it's such a big part of the meta, green decks are still showing up, so that's a good point.
Yeah. I feel like if the green decks had a good plan against the blue-red decks, you would have seen more of them in the Worlds.
Right.
But as it stands, there are 10 Epiphany decks, 3 green decks. So...
It's crazy to think that a deck just can't be 2 birds.
Yeah. Ridiculous, I know. No one's playing removal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway. I don't know. I feel like those are the 2 main ones. Nothing else really, I feel, is worth it at the moment.
Right.
It would be interesting to see a format without those 2 cards, though.
Yeah. I guess I'm somewhat hopeful that... Because Standard is quite small at the moment, and in general, when we have small Standards, there's just not that many good decks you can make out of the cards. Like, you're pretty limited by the card pool. But I'm hopeful that as they add more sets to post-rotation Standard, that we'll have a little bit more play to it and a little bit more interesting directions to take decks.
Well, the next Innistrad set's coming out in like a month.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. So maybe the solution to bans is make vampires great again.
Nah.
or anything else, but...
Vampires are not beating an Epiphany.
You reckon?
No. A black red.
What,
You think a black
champion...
red deck?
What?
You think a black red deck could beat Epiphany?
It just needs to be really fast. They just need to print like a 1 mana 3/1 with haste. That's a vampire. It's like you reveal a vampire. If you don't reveal a vampire, you sacrifice its value. There we go.
It's like a strictly better spark elemental.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that would be way too good.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm not actually advocating for that being a
No, please no.
But that would solve it.
Maybe. I mean, it gets frostbited. Gets shocked.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I don't know. I would like to see something happen to the format because I am so not interested in playing Standard at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you ban Epiphany and put more good cards in Standard, then I'm hopeful that it would like kind of balance out. That's what my thinking is anyway.
So you want to leave Chariot?
I think I almost wonder if like Ren and 7 would be like more of a culprit than Chariot.
No, I don't think so. No? Nah, no way. Also, Wizards would not ban a card that they just printed.
That's true. It's not happening. So
yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
But I also think Ren 6 would be a fine mid-range card without Chariot. It's just that combination with Chariot just makes it so hard to beat down.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't think anyone would really miss Chariot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
we'll see.
Definitely see what happens, and who knows? Maybe otherwise, ninjas with laser guns will take it down.
That's next year, though. That's so far away.
We all made it through Eldraine, even if it was barely.
Did we? Did we really?
Probably not. I imagine Standard lost a lot of players.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I'm more interested in Standard now. I think the leaving of Eldraine generated enough hype that it drew me into Standard when I haven't played Standard for like years before now. So
just to be kicked in the balls.
Hey, I might do some of the kicking too. You never know. I might play some of the Epiphany decks at the event. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
I mean, it's looking like there's not many options. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll see. We're like a month out, so it's like we have plenty of time.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess the last sort of topic on our list was just a quick check-in about the draft format. What have you been thinking about it? Have you been playing any more drafts since the last time we talked about it? Have you been enjoying it?
Well, about the past week or so, maybe the past 2 weeks, I've been getting crushed. And I am currently out of gyms. But I did go 7-1 today, so I'm on the comeback.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Was that in a quick draft?
It was a quick draft, yeah, because I didn't have enough for a prim draft.
Oh, of course, right.
So I had to do a quick draft with my coins, with my gold. So now I have enough to throw away. But yeah, it's been better than what I originally thought it would be.
Yeah, that was kind of my impression as well. I was a little bit concerned when we were talking about it last time that Blue and Black were really gonna take over the format in a similar way that Black and Red had looked in the previous one.
Yeah. Well, I gained some inspiration from a blue-red deck that you did very well with a few weeks ago. I was like, maybe Delver is good, because you were flipping Delver like more than 50% of the time.
Oh, I was flipping Delver every time. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I played a Delver in any games and didn't flip it.
And I specifically took note of this because I was also playing Delver on my deck. Yeah. I played a blue-red spells deck. 14 spells in my deck. I was like, that's a decent amount. Should be good. I played it 6 times. It flipped once.
Oh.
Yeah. And how many spells?
But clearly it was good because you did well with the deck.
I attacked with a Delver once when it was flipped. That was it. I did not attack with it. I chumped with it more times than I attacked with it. What really carried me was Thermo Alchemist, because that card is a lot better than I originally gave it credit.
Right.
Maybe the deck was just really well constructed around Alchemist. So
right, yeah, that makes sense.
I had a bunch of considers. I had Burnt Down the House, which is absurd. I love that card. And yeah, I think that's probably the most fun I've had in a draft. Was that draft, because it was just a really fun deck to play.
Yeah. I think when I was playing my Delver draft deck as well, getting 2 Delvers and then just a whole bunch of I think I was playing 6 counterspells in that day. Oh man, that's got to be some of the most fun I've had in draft as well. Just playing Delver on turn 1, flipping it on 2 because why not? You always flip it.
I never do. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Mine flipped I think it flipped 50% of the time with the first flip, and by the second flip it had almost always flipped.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like it all that. But yeah, oh man, the blue-red deck is really fun though, and I feel like that's kind of one thing about this format is definitely I still think blue and black are the best colors, but I think any color or most of the colors paired with blue or black have felt pretty good. All of those decks, because you can still use a lot of the same cards. There's quite a bit of crossover, and just if you have good pulls in the rare department, or even some of the solid uncommons from the other colors, you can still do pretty well with those decks. So I've been quite enjoying it actually.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you definitely have to pair a color with blue or black. I feel like that would give you a good advantage. You'd easily be able to do that in quick draft, but I don't know if you'd be able to do that in premier drafts.
I think it's been alright. I did quite a few premier drafts as well in the last week, and it's felt pretty reasonable to achieve that. And even when you don't, sometimes you still get some good decks of the other colors, but definitely easier. I think that's the main thing. As I felt, having blue or black in your deck makes the draft easier for you. It doesn't necessarily mean you can't play other colors, but it's just it is an advantage, yeah.
yeah, definitely.
And you had a note about the bot drafting, I think, something.
Oh, well, since there was so much talk about blue-black in the early stages of the drafts, I'm coming up against a lot of blue-black decks, because in quick draft, I don't really know how good the bots are at drafting.
Yeah, the algorithm's a mystery.
Exactly. And I feel like I'm playing against more blue-black decks in quick draft than I am premier draft. I mean,
it's probably quite likely that.
Yeah. I think premier draft people will be generally going to be better players, because it is a higher cost of entry.
Right.
But I could be wrong there. It's also a person draft, so it's people there is signaling. People are going to be counter drafting stuff. Things
I do tend to try harder in premier draft, because as we say, it's a little bit more of an entry cost, and I don't want to scrub out and lose all my gems. So.
Yeah, exactly. In quick draft, losing 750 gems is not the worst thing.
Yeah.
So.
Or 5k coins.
Yeah, exactly. It's 5,000 coins. That's not much.
Yeah, I've quite liked it. I'm glad that Quick Draft came out, because I kind of forgot what it was like to Quick Draft, and it's really nice to just pop open one and just kind of chill out, not really have to worry about the timer.
Yeah.
Pick some cards, have some games. It's chill. I like it.
And you learnt the other day that you can leave the draft and come back.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I mean, I've definitely left it open and come back because I know there was no timer, but I've never closed Arena and then come back on later and then been at the same pick sort of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you could do that. That's cool.
Yeah, so you can check which rares you have if you want to pick a rare for your collection.
Yeah, which honestly I would have done that so many times at this point if I knew that. But I guess that's good thing to know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting thing with quick draft. You can't do that in premier draft, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But people aren't going to be rare drafting in premier draft as much as quick draft, I don't think. So You have a wealth of gems though, so you're good.
That's true. I've been saving them up for a while.
You've gone clear of the arena economy.
Yeah.
Man,
feels good to be arena rich.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Man, it's partly on the back of your help with drafting when we were playing when we used to live together.
I feel like I tanked your gems more than I helped it.
I think you helped it at first. Then we had I think it was Ikoria? Ikoria came out. And I think we were really bad at that format.
We had a really bad patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
And luckily it was your account, so that's okay.
Oh man, I kind of miss those days though. Just everyone sitting in front of the TV drafting together. That was a good
That
time.
was really fun. Our house of 10 people in it or something.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I mean, they weren't all Magic players, but we had like a solid like 3 or 4 usually for drafts, just like hanging out, chilling, chatting.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Should we close things off with a bit of a guessing game, a bit of a Monkey See? Monkey Do. No, that's Monkey See is the intro. Monkey Do is the ending.
What is this? You should be good at this by now.
True, I should, but I'm an ape, so.
True. Okay, hit me.
Alright, so. Well, this is a recent card.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I reckon, it's a recent card, but you can never guess it. Professor of Zoomancy.
Professionals.
It's very recent.
Yeah, it is. Was it in Zendikar?
Nope.
What?
I mean, just give it a shot. I'll tell you about it after.
Professor of Zoomancy. Is it the blue-green 1/2 from MH2? And you investigate when a creature ETBs, and you can like sack clues, and search and look at the top X cards and get a creature or something.
Oh, that card. No, it's not that card, but that card is sweet. No, Professor of Zoomancy is a common, and it's from Strixhaven. It's the like whole professor theme.
Oh, duh.
It's a 4/3 for 3 and a green bear druid. When it ETBs, you get a 1/1 black and green pest creature token, and that creature gains you 1 life when it dies. Just a random draft card, but I'm surprised I actually haven't played too many Professor Zoomancies, because I think I was playing a lot of red, white, and like red, blue in what's it, Strixhaven?
Yeah. How's that thing?
Yeah. It's a bear.
What was I thinking of? It's got zoo in the name. It's like zoologist or something.
Yeah, not Riptide Zoologist. Something zoologist, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it cryptozoologist? Is that a thing?
What is it?
I'm kind of keen to know as well.
I want to know what this is now. How do you even look for it? This is in MH2, right? Was it MH2?
Yeah, it is cryptozoologist. It's Lonus.
Oh,
right?
it's cryptozoologist. Yeah. That's the first thing that came to mind, so I just went with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
It does have ist in the name.
It's got zoo in the name as well.
True. And I looked up cryptozoologist at first, and it came up with cryptozoology, which is apparently a pseudoscience field. I didn't know that was a thing.
Wow, I did not know that.
Oh, it's all about like finding out about creatures like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster and stuff.
Huh, interesting.
That's what you call cryptozoology. It's not, as I would have thought, studying Bitcoin in a cage.
Exactly. Apecoin.
Oh mate, is that how we run the podcast?
Yes. We just scam everyone to buy ape coins.
No, it doesn't have to be a scam.
And then
make it a
offload them
legit
all.
coin. We'll go to the moon.
Nah. What goes up must come down.
Possibly true.
Yeah.
The verdict on a lot of crypto still seems unclear.
Oh yeah, definitely. What even is like Dogecoin at?
I have no idea. I haven't been keeping track.
25 cents.
Oh yeah, is that good?
It's like half of what it was when it was like hyped.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah,
it's fine. It will go back up, right? Right?
Nah, probably not.
Anyways, I think that ought to do us.
Yeah.
Did you have any parting thoughts?
No.
Sweet.
It's time to go to bed.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go and sleep, eat, and do all those things. But yeah, thanks for joining us, hanging out, and see you all next time.
Goodbye, everyone.